Hey everybody, it's FIKA time again. You know, I have some of my friends, they said, what is FIKA time? And my local friends, they know what it is. And then they also ask me, why do you always say hey? Why don't you say hello or greetings or howdy or whatever people say? Well, as you may know, I grew up in a very predominant Swedish community, and that's my heritage. I'm about almost 90%. My DNA is Nordic and Sami. I'm very proud to be a Sami, S-A-M-I. It's not Sammy, it's Sami, the only indigenous group of people in all of Europe. And I'm going to do a video on the Sami people coming up shortly. Proud of my heritage. Proud to be a Sami. I'm equally proud to be a Viking. You know, my mom and dad, my mom, she has some German and French blood in her DNA and ancestry. Very proud of that. And also some Finnish. So between the two, and my dad 100% Swede. But of course, he's 50-50, 50% Viking, 50% Sami. My grandma 100% Sami. My grandpa 100% Viking. So we love the sagas. Anybody who's Nordic, you know what the sagas are. And I couldn't get enough of them. So I got a lot of those thoughts whirling around in my head. I'm going to share them with you as time goes on. But the one thing I want to assure all of you, I'm very, very proud to be a West Virginian. You can call us hillbilly, mountaineers, whatever you want. It doesn't matter. We love this state. And more than that, we love the US of A. I'm so proud to be American. Every day, it's a privilege. That's what it is. It's truly a privilege. And I'm going to do a couple videos on why I'm so proud to be an American. I'm blessed. I truly am. I'm blessed that I've been well-traveled throughout my life. I've been in every state in the USA except for one. I haven't been to Hawaii. I've been in every province of Canada except for one. I haven't been to Nunavut. But I have been to the Northwest Territories. And then Nunavut is their newest province, and it was kind of carved out of Northwest Territories. Might be even a little bit of Quebec and Ontario, was it? They might have taken some land from all those to form that province. And so technically I haven't been to Nunavut, but I've been in all three of those other provinces. So I'll talk about that in another video coming up here too. But today, I just want to tell you that I hope you can join me for FIKA. My next door neighbor, can you hear that lawnmower going over there? Yeah. He just left. He come over. He drove his lawnmower over here. And we jibber-jabbered for a bit on the porch. That's what we do. You know, we drink our coffee or tea or your beverage of choice. Today I'm drinking water. And you have a cookie or a Danish. And we try to solve world problems, but of course we don't have any authority, so it doesn't go any further than this front porch right here. But that's what a FIKA is about. You get together with your friends and relatives, and you know, you can usually have FIKA in the morning around 10 o'clock or in the afternoon or anytime you want. Just on a nice day like today, you come out there, you get in your favorite rocking chair, and you just rock away on the front porch. So I just recently had my shoulder replacement surgery. You know, it went awesome, incredible, fantastic. I'm 3 weeks into this now. You know, they cut it off here, they cut it off here. go in there, take all that out there, your rotator cuff and all that stuff, throw that in the garbage can, put a brand spanking new one in there. How incredible and awesome is that? Thank God for modern medicine. So I have very limited motion right now, but it's getting better all the time. I'm doing my exercises. For the first month, you're just basically healing. I had a lot of torn muscles in there, and my tendons were ripped off, and so they fixed all that up. And of course, they got to go through muscle to tear that all out and put the new one in there. So the first month or so, you're just healing, and then range of motion. That's what so you get to do all this. I can't do that with this shoulder yet, but it's coming. It'll be there. And then after that, they work on strength. So that's your FIKA lesson of the day. If you ever in a situation where you have to have a hip, a knee, a shoulder, I would strongly encourage you to do it. It's so incredible what they do today. It's awesome. In fact, I'll share one more story. A friend of mine, he's not a close friend, but an acquaintance. Let's just call him an acquaintance. Happens to be a Jehovah's Witness. God bless him. And we've had a lot of discussions about that. They're wonderful, wonderful people. But his thinking and my thinking aren't on the same path, if you know it. We don't run down the same track, the railroad track. And I don't think he would get a blood transfusion to save his life, because if God didn't meant for you to have whatever disease you have, he wouldn't give it to you in the first place. You were meant to have it. And so this is called a reversal, this procedure they do in here. You've looked at chicken wings and turkey drumsticks, plenty. I've eaten a few in my life. And you got the ball in the socket. Hey, I was smoking a cigar today. I don't smoke usually. I only smoke to keep the gnats away when I'm out working in the yard. And occasionally I enjoy a cigar. And so it goes back to kind of like the thing with if God didn't want us to have a cigar, he wouldn't have given us the skill and the talent to make these incredible, wonderful things. Yes, I know there's many, many health risks to that. So I've gone a full year or two without smoking a cigar. But when I want to have a cigar, I light up a cigar. And, hey, I happen to have this lighter. I just picked it up in Sweden when I was there this summer, past summer, not this one coming up, of course, and had an incredible, awesome trip to Denmark and Sweden and Finland, and went up into the Arctic where I got 10,000 years of Sami blood running through my veins, as my grandma used to tell me. She says, "Oh, you got the Sami eyes." I said, "What are the Sami eyes, Grandma?" She goes, "Well, it looks like you're squinting all the time." I said, "Huh?" She goes, "Yeah, you're squinting all the time. That's the Sami eye." "Well, why do we have the Sami eye like that?" She said, "Well, when you live up in the Arctic and the wind is blowing and the snow is, howling at you, the wind's howling and blowing in your face, you got to squint your eyes so you don't get that snow in your eye." God bless my grandma. I love these Sami eyes. I'm proud to have the Sami eyes. So that's what that's all about. So thank you for joining me for FIKA. Oh, and yeah, my friends ask me, why do I say hey all the time? Well, in the community I grew up in, it was pretty much 50% Italian, 50% Swedish. So we say hey. It means it translates into hello, but it's shorter to say hey than it is to say hello. And it can mean anything you want. So when I say hey, that's hello to you. H-E-J, that's how you spell it. Not hay like you're a farmer going out there in the field to bale up the hay. Okay. So that's all. I just wanted to tell you that. When you have FIKA, you get yourself a cookie. I got my buttercreams here. This is McGinnis. Usually I have Danish ones, they say, but this, I don't know. Probably made in the same factory, put a different name on it. Sounds Irish to me. Just had St. Patrick's Day. So that's all there is today. I hope that you guys can come and let's have FIKA together. I welcome you. You can be having FIKA wherever you are in the world and just get together with friends, share thoughts and ideas, have a good cup of coffee, solve world problems. And that's what I'm looking to do because I'm going to be down for the next 6 months because I have basically 3 months recovery time for this. And then I'm off for the summer anyways. I'm a school bus driver and I love to be a school bus driver. If any of you guys are retired guys or gals, believe it or not, there are more women school bus drivers today than there are men. Wasn't that way when I went to school. I remember riding from kindergarten. I still remember bus 17, Clyde Stoll. Yeah, great guy, my bus driver. And he obviously made an impression on me because I remember him to this day. God rest his soul. And but today, yeah, when I went to school, I can't think of one woman bus driver in our whole school. I don't think there was. But today, I'd say there are at least 60%, maybe even 70% of the drivers are women. And it's a great, great job for ladies, especially if you're a mom and you got kids in school, because when they don't have school, you don't drive this bus. And you get every single holiday off you could think of, 10 weeks off for Thanksgiving, 10 weeks off for Christmas, 10 weeks off for Easter, which happy Easter, everybody around the world, coming up next Sunday. And then you get the whole summer off. So I'm off on medical leave between now and the end of the school year. And then I got summer break off. So I got 6 months I'm going to be off. And I thought, what can I do to fill my time during that 6 months other than I do my rehab and all that stuff? Well, I love watching YouTube videos. I mostly enjoy watching the ones that walking tours, history, and documentaries. That's what I like. Because the news today is so filtered and so, sensationalized and agenda driven and politicized. I actually call it the views, because when you're watching anything, it's whatever they want you to think what's going on, and it's usually not the truth. I'm going to talk about that in another video too, and what is reality and what. Now here comes the Amazon guy. He's got a delivery for me, so I'm going to just say hi to the Amazon guy. The UPS guy was here. Hey, how you doing?
Not too bad, so.
No, not too bad. I'm just on the phone here with somebody, and you can just throw that down there, okay?
Sounds good.
Thank you very, very much.
Not a problem. Have a wonderful day.
Yeah, you do the same.
Thank you.
Thank you. I'm telling you. See, this is the world and the times we live in now. Amazon, anybody else, UPS, the FedEx, they all come here, drop off packages, and it's convenient. And there's good and bad to that. Times are different. Hey, when I grew up, I tell the kids on the school bus, they talk, how old were you when you got your first cell phone? I told them, I said, you know what? I'm sure I was well into my 50s. Huh? They said, yeah. They don't know how I got by growing up without a cell phone. I tried to explain to them what the party line is. How many of you guys had party lines when you were growing up, or even know what it is? So there's 450 homes in my development right here. And usually they had 4 to 6 different families on your party line. You go to pick up your phone, and you may hear the neighbor down the street talking to her sister. We're like, gee, she's still on the phone. And then we pick it up again, and you can hear the click. Somebody picked up a phone. She goes, You kids hang up that phone. I know you're listening to us. It's against the law. You hang up that phone. We say, well, we need to make a phone call. You can make your phone call when I'm done talking to my sister. If you really had some status and had some pull, and you were really lucky, you might have a two-party line. And if anybody found out you had a two-party line, they say, who do you know that entitled you to have a two-party line? Wow. There wasn't any private lines back then till later on in my life. And I could go on and on. That's what's so great about FIKAs. Your thought wanders around. You can talk about anything. Hey, do you remember the old party line? Remember when you only used to get 3 channels on our TV? And if you wanted to change the channel, you had to go out there with a pipe wrench and turn the antenna so you can get there. Yeah. So that's what it's all about. So I'm welcome you to. Hello.
Hi, how you doing?
Good, Marcy.
Oh, say, do you need some more jam?
Well, just a second. So goodbye, everybody. I got a neighbor I want to talk to, and we'll have FIKA again another day.